It's a new week and a new look inside the Great Commission Transmission Network. On this episode, I was sick the whole entire time. I don't even remember what I've recorded, but I do believe you're going to see Brenden Taylor coming over. We're going to work a little bit on our new show, Finding Christ in Cinema. I did get the new hardware for the studio, so we'll do a quick unboxing of those things and set up, rearrange the studio completely, and a whole lot more. Coming right up. Which one of you ladies was on the cover of Adam Hart Mother?
Day one of the vlog, and I am hitting the ground running because I'm behind on work.
The last episode of iGCTN is due today, and I'm still editing it back here, and I have to write the show notes. But you've already seen it last week, and you know what the end product is.
What you don't realize is how much footage I actually cut out of an episode of iGCTN just in order to make it flow a little bit better. But I left out some pretty good monologues. The one at the end, if you watched, was me driving home from dropping the kids off at the Fly, and I actually chopped that down by half. Left out a lot of information there. I don't want to bore you guys with stuff, but this is inside the Great Commission Transmission Network, so technically I should be spending my time here talking about the daily operations of the network, but it's more fun to show the zoo and clips of Brenden Taylor and kids at the play and what have you, so we'll just continue on. All right, rendering out that video now. I don't know what I'm going to call it yet. Coming up with the title and writing the show notes, the trickiest part of the whole operation here. Yesterday, the Schwartz brothers came over and we did a couple of episodes of Youth Challenge Today. Great episodes. In fact, the first one you should have heard 2 days ago, if my time traveling techniques are still up to snuff. And that was about comic books. Can Christians, or should Christians, write, draw, produce comic books in order to help spread the gospel? Fun conversation. Get over there and take a look. And then I will create a quick video for that. That'll come out next Tuesday. Tonight, Mr. Brenden Brombones Taylor will be coming to the studio. We're going to work on the new podcast, the movie podcast, Finding Christ in Cinema. I hope that we'll be able to record a placeholder episode that's just about a 5-minute episode that you produce in order to tell people what the show is going to be about and to make sure that they're tuned in and subscribed in their favorite podcatchers and all of that thing. It's really to get yourself a spot in the iTunes store. That's the #1 place where people get podcasts. If you weren't aware of that, and if you aren't aware of it, you're an old person. All the kids that are watching these know exactly how to do that. You go to iTunes, go into iTunes Store. Then you do a word search for the podcast that you're looking for, such as Youth Challenge Today. Hint, hint. And then it'll pull it up and you can click a subscribe button on there. Now, it being in the store, unfortunately, the older folks get worried and think, "What? Oh, am I going to have to pay for this?" No, it's absolutely free. And look at me, I just monologued again. Which reminds me of Syndrome from The Incredibles, which is a movie, which in turn gets me back to Finding Christ in Cinema. I'm finally uploading last week's episode of iGCTN number 12, and it's only an hour and a half late. Look who joined me. It's Brombones himself, Brenden Taylor. Brenden came over. We are going to work a little bit on our brand new podcast that we are hoping to come out with real soon. It's an audio podcast called
Finding Christ in Cinema.
Yes. Hey, let me turn off that AC so people can hear. Oh, yeah, there we go. Well, we almost have the intro text written out, so that's going to be real nice so that we can actually start shows. And we are seeing if we can round up somebody to write us and compose us some intro and outro music. Thematic. Just trying to have a little fun, friends. In fact, a little taste of what that intro is going to be. Hey, come on in. Admission's free. Grab a bowl of popcorn. Extra butter, of course. Find a seat smack dab in the center. It's time for Finding Christ in Cinema. Woo! Darth Vader voice will be coming. Had a great time with Brenden last night here in the studio. We got a lot done. It's so awesome to collaborate with somebody, especially in this environment, because it lends itself for collaboration. But I woke up this morning and my throat is on fire. There's a sickness going on around here. I hope I didn't get Brenden sick. So Brenden, if you're watching right now, I know you are. I hope you didn't get sick. If you did,
forgive me. So I came down to the studio first thing this morning so I could record the vocal intro for Youth Challenge Today, episode number 12, which came out 2 days ago, before my throat gets any worse today, and I know it is going to if I follow the same path as my wife did on this sickness. One of the things that Brenden told me that he enjoyed about the last episode of iGCTN was seeing behind the scenes of me editing that video for Youth Challenge Today that went up, I don't know, 2 Tuesdays ago. I thought it might be a little too technical and boring, but he says, nope. And I've shown myself recording an intro for Youth Challenge Today, so make sure you go and watch all the back episodes of iGCTN is to put it all together and make a cohesive story. We record the shows as they are, and then I go back after the fact and tag on the intro just to tell people right up front what to expect to hear on the show that they just press play on. And I'll import that, put the bed music under there, the GCTNetwork sweeper or stinger, and it ends up sounding like this.
On this episode of Youth Challenge Today, is it okay for Christians to use comic books to spread the gospel message? Or does mixing popular art with the gospel merely serve to dumb down our reverence for God? We talk about all that and more coming right up. You are tuned in to the
And there you go, recorded 3 days after the fact. Be available next Tuesday, which is 2 days ago for you. Time travel! I'm the doctor. I'm fading fast, voice is going. Good thing I was able to get that intro for Youth Challenge Today done. I actually edited the whole episode and then went up to lay down, but I got the chills, so I put on my robe, and my son seems to think that I am being egregious. He says it's too much. The Captain Kirk robe and Spock t-shirt. Heard the dogs going nuts out here. Oh, hello. What is this? Oh, it's a smiley face. Got 3 packages that I ordered from Amazon the other day. Got a second tripod. The camera's sitting on my original tripod, which is a combination. It's a tripod and a monopod. That's how I'm actually filming myself when I'm out and about, is on the monopod and holding it out. Nice. This is a microphone boom arm, radio style. So it's going to hang up over, and I can pull the microphone to the position that I want it in. The arm, boy, it is much smaller than I had pictured it. I think this is going to work. Speaker stands for my studio monitors. You really need to have those up off of the desk. Now, all of the reviews say to be very careful when assembling them because the particle board, or whatever it's called, pressed wood, will split. So we'll get this stuff all set up and take a look at it afterwards. Well, what has started out as adding a few simple pieces of hardware to the studio is now turning into a complete redesign, reworking, rearranging of everything. I'm going to be here a while. We'll check back in later on. I don't believe it, but I'm doing it. I'm tearing this whole thing down and rearranging everything. It is day 3, and I'm done with rearranging the studio. This is what I like about the magic of, what do they call it? The magic of the TV camera? Magic of the movie camera, magic of cameras at all. I have it pointed in such a way that looks like I'm just sitting in a nice wide open office here, my desk and everything. Let me show you around what I have here in front of me and a little bit about what I did all night long. Well, not all night long. I had to go to bed because I'm still feeling pretty puny. I already showed you what I bought, and you saw a little bit of me assembling it. And so here's from my perspective. There's one studio monitor stand, another studio monitor stand. I moved the soundboard from that side of the desk over to here. Moved the second computer monitor from here to there. Installed that desk boom stand here. Was able to use the shock mount on it. And what I had to do was take, well, you could see it didn't fit this Audio-Technica ATR 2100, so I had to borrow one of the kids' bicycle handlebar protectors and cut it down and squeeze it in there. Works like a champ. I'll replace it for her. What I'm concerned about now is I feel that I'm driving on the wrong side of the road. Everything is flip-flopped. Operating the soundboard with my right hand is going to be a little bit of a learning curve. Now I'm able to have both boom stands for the guests. This one will be for John David on Youth Challenge today, as always, and this one will now be for Josh. There's my new tripod. So I have that permanently set up there. There's my second tripod that I previously have been using. All in all, I think that this new arrangement is going to be a lot more efficient and even preferable. I'm very excited to try it all out with the inaugural episode of Finding Christ in Cinema. Yeah, I believe we're going to be recording those before we record the next episodes of Youth Challenge today. So, Brenden Taylor, you win. In fact, speaking of Finding Christ in Cinema, any of you viewers of Inside the Great Commission Transmission Network, if you have some favorite films out there that are not overtly Christian, maybe they don't even intentionally have Christian themes in them, but what are some of your favorite movies that you would like us to talk about on Finding Christ in Cinema? And leave a comment down below. Let us know about that and what Christian themes that you have found in those films. Well, to cap off the night, I'm going to back up a copy, that's legal, of Return of the Jedi and put it on the iPad for late night in bed viewing. I can't wait until we cover Star Wars on Finding Christ in Cinema. In fact, that's going to be an entire series, at least 3 episodes, I would think. You got to do no, make that 6, because there's 6 movies so far. An episode per film? What do you think? You can add that to the comments as well. Help us out with this show. It's your show. Just like everything here on the Great Commission Transmission Network. It's all yours. It's your ministry too. Oh, the life of a homeschool dad. I'm here waiting for my my second youngest daughter at piano lessons and at Miss Billy Crowell's house, and she has this great view from the back of her house, and that was the cows that you saw behind me in the opening segment, and you're actually looking at a close-up of them right now. And I love cows. We were talking about cows on the way here, my daughter and I. But that's going to do it for this episode of Inside the Great Commission Transmission Network. Do us a favor and leave us a comment below. That question that I asked you just, a minute ago or so in your timeline watching this video, help us out with some movies that are favorite movies of yours that have a Christian theme that you have found. Explain it to us in a few words, and we will add that to our collection of movies to talk about and review on Finding Christ in Cinema. Also, use the links down below and share this video with your friends. And until next Thursday, this has been your Great Commission Transmission.
You are tuned in to the GCT Network.
This is your Great Commission Transmission.
At GCTNetwork.com.
Great Commission Transmission. This is your Great Commission Transmission.
Take 3. Tonight, Mr. Take 4. Tonight, Mr. Brum. Take 5. I had a... Wait for that car to go by. Hurry up, car. Sound dampening doesn't get everything. A lot of cars out there.